I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Craven County Board of Commissioners, Monday, March 17th, to order. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Howard?
Here.
Commissioner Hunt?
Here.
Commissioner Mark?
Here.
Commissioner Mitchell?
Here.
Commissioner Smith?
Here.
Vice Chairman Jones?
Here.
Chairman Bucher?
Here. If everyone would stand with me while our county attorney, Mr. Grady, offers a prayer, and then followed by the remain standing, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance afterward.
Holy and gracious Lord, you are the fullness of light and peace, and you have made each of us for good and freedom. Praise you for your glory and all your abundant gifts. As a nation and as a county, we look to you for your guidance and divine providence. Be our shepherd and strength, we beseech you. Send forth the grace of your wisdom and justice to shine in all the proceedings of our government, so that they may tend to the promotion of a good and just society and the blessings of equal liberty. Help us to live up to the nation's highest principles, that we might be agents of hope and goodness. We ask this in your holy name, O Lord. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioners, you have your agenda in front of you. We would like to pull agenda item 8. We will deal with that at a later time. Are there any other changes to the agenda?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the agenda as amended.
Motion to approve, second? Second. Got a second. Thank you. The first item on the agenda is the Military Order of the Purple Heart MOPH presentation. Before we do that, I might recognize in the audience we have former commissioner, retired commissioner, George Liner. Welcome. And welcome everybody. And by the way, if you have a cell phone, make sure it's on silence if you would, please. Thank you. Gentlemen.
Morning, everyone. My name is Lenny Lazara. I am the commander for the Department of North Carolina, Military Order of the Purple Heart. This all started back in 1967. I joined the Marine Corps. 1968, I was in Vietnam. 1969, I received my Purple Heart. The Purple Heart, August 7th, 1782, George Washington decided he wanted to give something to the common soldier. So he designed this purple cloth with the word merit on it, and it's called, the award was given to the common soldiers. First time ever during the Revolutionary War that the common soldier got an award, but there were only 3 given out at that time. It went dormant for 150 years till General MacArthur decided he wanted to bring it back, and he designed the medal in its present form today, and it can only be given to someone that was either killed or wounded by an enemy of the United States. And that being said, it's been a long legacy. This is what the medal looks like today. Now, it has a picture of George Washington, gold, purple, and white. And it's what we wear if we're wounded. And anybody that gets it is proud to have it. Some people don't talk about it, but that's a whole nother story. But in July of 2026, we're having a convention here in New Bern at the Riverfront Convention Center, and I can't tell you how proud I am that it's going to be here. And I fought for that. Because some of my counterparts wanted to have it up in Raleigh. They said, how are people going to get there? I said, we have an airport right here. You know, we have 3 hotels right in the area where we're going to be having this. And it's a great venue because we did have a convention here in 2017. And not a national convention. This is a national convention. People are going to be coming from all over the United States.
Right.
And, like I said, I'm really proud. Everything is going great, and thank you for what you people are doing for us. And I can't thank you more. And this is Chip Chagnon. He's my adjutant, and I think you all know him.
We've met him.
Yeah, you have. Okay. But anyway, that's all I have. And like I said, we have 3 of these signs we'd like to give to the council. And we have 2 more that we'd like to put on an easel in the convention center, if that's okay with everybody once July gets here. But can I leave these right here?
That'd be great. Thank you.
I also have one more thing for everybody, if I can go around giving you this. I gotta shake your hand, that's the
Oh,
only way you're
okay.
gonna get it.
Okay. Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyway,
You already got
a
one.
lot of municipalities have our Purple Heart communities. You're one of 5 counties in the United States that we feel this honor is going to go to. So most of the time it goes to municipalities. Maybe we might even find a place. We have, by the way, just for the edification, well, we have 118 Purple Heart awardees in Craven County. 118.
We'll find a place for that also.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you both, all 3, for your service, as well as what you're doing with the Purple Heart. That's great, and we appreciate it. Thank you. Item number 2 is Craven County Disaster Recovery Alliance update. Christy Colberg. Christy?
Good morning. My name is Christy Kohlberg, and I'm the Executive Director of the newly formed Coastal Carolina Disaster Resiliency Agency. We were previously known as Craven County Disaster Recovery Alliance. We were under our fiscal agent of United Way for 8 years, and we have now transitioned into our own nonprofit. We will be continuing the work of CCDRA on our own, which includes repairing what we now know is more than 200 homes that are still impacted. And every time we open a work site, at least 2 or 3 new applications come in because people don't know that there's still recovery efforts going on in Craven County. We have since forgotten Florence. It's in many of our distant memories. I am a Hurricane Florence survivor. I lost my home in Riverbend due to flooding. And so we are out here trying to continue serving this community. Our heaviest hit communities that we serve in are those underserved communities of Vanceboro, Cove City, Pembroke, Harlow, Duffyfield, 5 Points, Sunnyside. We're working in all of those communities still to this day. We currently have 27 work sites open, and we have another 20 that are already approved for funding, and will open once we start closing the current ones. I did want to make mention, every year we do expos. We have our Lowe's Expo that will be on May 10th this year on Saturday, Stanley, just so you know. At that expo, all of our partners will come out and meet the community, give information. We have great preparedness packets. We're really big on preparedness in Craven County. We want to make sure that people understand insurance, understand evacuation, flood zones, things like that. And then on Friday, June 27th, we will be holding a kind of seminar type expo where we're actually going to have keynote speakers talking in depth about insurance and flood zones and evacuation, preparing your churches and businesses for the next storm. As we all know, for us to go 7 years without a hurricane is not very common here. So we want to make sure the community is prepared for this next one. To date, we have completed 920 cases, needs met, and we still have over 200 homes that we know that still needs repairs. We do our own construction at CCDRA. We do not hire subcontractors. If we would do that, we would have been closed 6 years ago. So we have more than 30 out-of-town volunteers currently scheduled, 30 teams of out-of-town volunteers currently scheduled to come in and continue doing work. We work closely with Baptist on Mission, but as we all know, Baptist on Mission isn't always a permanent residency in a county. They come in, they go out. So CCDRA is formed with intention of staying prominent in the community and making sure that we can continue work for as long as needed, even after others may go. Last year, we had over 19,000 volunteer hours from those out-of-town volunteers alone. We want to continue the work. We appreciate the county's continuing support. You have supported us ever since 2019, and we appreciate that. We value that. And we just wanted to let you know that there are big changes that have already happened and more to come. We are working more on that resiliency piece. So we'll continue working in recovery, but we also want to make sure that we are strengthening these homes before the next storm, so that hopefully those homes will have reduced damage. So thank you for your support. We also do preparedness, so if there's any community that you would like us to come do preparedness seminars in, we would be happy to do that. It's usually an hour to 2 hours long. We talk about all those key pieces to make sure the community is prepared. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for her? Anybody have a question or comment? I would just comment that it's almost 7 years, or will be shortly. It's hard to believe that we still have people who are waiting to get their homes brought up to speed. And without the volunteers, Baptist on Mission particularly, we would be in big trouble because they have worked continually and repaired many, 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 many homes and rebuilt many homes. So thank you for what you do.
Absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Vice Chair, the next item, number 3, is petitions of citizens. Do we have any citizens that want to speak on the agenda items?
No, sir, Mr. Chair, we have no one signed up.
Okay, thank you. Item number 4 is the consent agenda. Minutes from February 17th, the tax releases and refunds, Eagle View pictometry, budget amendment, and military service of the quarter resolution. Do I have a motion? Got a motion? Second. And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 5,
Mr. Chairman, I think you will need a roll call vote on that because
on the consent agenda.
budget amendment.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jones,
Yes.
and Chairman Bucher.
Yes. Item number 5.
Existing conditions is the 5-mile rating from the station to those properties. They're in the Dover response district, but the 5-mile district ran just short of these properties that you see in your map. If I could draw your attention to the current boundary is where the 5 miles runs short on Griffin Road. So the proposed that I have for you today, the proposal is for you to change the description of the 5-mile rating for Fort Barnwell Fire District so that they can cover those few properties, just like less than 6 properties that are there that right now, if they went and tried to purchase, say for example, homeowners insurance, they would be in a class 9 or unprotected because they're outside that 5 miles. So with this change, you would be extending to them the opportunity to buy insurance within a 5-mile rating, which would be under the Fort Barnwell Insurance District, and then that would change them to Fort Barnwell Response District. By statute, I have talked to the residents. I have a letter in your package that's also from each fire station understanding this change and need for change. In fact, the Dover Fire Chief brought it to my attention because it's such a small spot. I did not recognize it didn't cover it. So fire department's on board, residents on board. I'm here before you today because legally you have to make the approval for us to submit this to the Office of the State Fire Marshal to make that change. And then we can change this on our mapping, which we have to submit to the state.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments?
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Item number 2.
Next item I have for you is, in fact, I have 2 more, but the first one I'd like to call up the RIMS Volunteer Fire Department is in the process of trying to acquisition a new pumper. They're here with us this morning. I'd like for them to make their presentation on behalf of the language in the contract, which says before they enter into that contractual arrangement to make such a purchase, they'll come and inform you of their intentions and what they're buying.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mark Dale with RIMS.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. We wish to purchase a new fire truck, and we have done our due diligence as far as checking bids, things of that nature, and have found the truck that would best meet our needs. And that truck is going to cost between $1 and $1.1 million. And unfortunately, the price has gone up and will probably keep going up. If we were to order today, we would have a 3-year delivery time on the truck. It's a very long process. And we've looked at several options to fund this truck. And we came up with one that we feel is the most transparent and protects the most interest of the county, the department, and everyone else. In your handout packet that we sent in, you will see that we have a method we would like to prefer, which is putting $10,000 a month of our regular allotment. We're not asking for any additional monies. Put $10,000 of our regular allotment into certificates of deposit for the next 3 years until the truck has been delivered. This way, we're not tying up money by giving it to someone else, giving it to pay a loan on a truck that we don't have, or paying it into Fire Connections, who we're buying the truck from. You know, they have one proposal where they would hold the money for us. Well, we prefer to hold our own money here in the county. So we're hoping that by the time the truck is delivered and it comes time to say we need to borrow money, which we have looked at ways to borrow the money commercially, and by then we should have approximately $300,000 to $350,000 in the bank to reduce the amount of loan. By reducing the amount of loan that we need to take out, we can also reduce our overall cost. Some estimates, depending on what source you use, estimate that by paying $350,000 down to reduce the loan, we could reduce our overall cost $500,000 in interest that would be done. So at this point, we're not really asking anything other than permission to enter into the contract to buy the truck and continue with our placing money in our certificates of deposit at Truist until that time. The reason we wanted to make sure that y'all knew it was, I know it's going to look extremely strange when you look at a volunteer fire department that's carrying $250,000, $300,000 in reserve and not spending it. But this money is designated for the purpose of the new fire truck.
Okay. I guess that's all we need. We appreciate that information. And if you place the order now, the price will be fixed.
That's what we're hoping. We're hoping to sign a purchase contract pretty soon as we get through the formalities here and get the price locked in.
You agree? Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Kite, you got another item.
I do, sir. I have the Township 6 Volunteer Fire Department. I have Chief Denny Griggs, and at this time, I'd like for him to come up and explain to you the intent to purchase a new fire truck as required in the contract.
Good morning. Pretty much along the same lines as RIMS. We're looking to purchase a new pumper, new engine for our fire department, replacing a aging truck. Cost out the door is a little over $1 million. If we pay for it up front, it's $960,000. We've done the homework. We've looked at financing the truck through Civic. We get finance up front, we get the discounted rate, and we start paying on the truck as soon as we sign the agreement with, it's through Spartan Fire Trucks, and they're through Civic. So we can start paying on it. We would not take delivery of this truck until early 2027. Take that long to build it. So we're same things RIM's doing. We're looking here to get permission to go into contract, sign for the truck, which would lock on that cost of the truck that's gone up on us a couple of times already since we've started this process. So if we go into this agreement with them, they'll lock the price in.
Okay, do you have any questions or comments? Okay, we thank you very much again for the information, and a lot of money, isn't it? It's
ridiculous.
frightening to think what we have to pay for these fire trucks, but it is what it is, as the saying goes. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 5. I'm sorry, item number 6, Health Department, Mr. Scott Harrelson.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have 3 agenda items for your consideration this morning. 2 budget amendments and new fee schedule for some Medicaid reimbursement. The first agenda item is additional funding for a 340B pharmacy, which I might add is going very well. They haven't been in place very long, but they're having their best financial year this year. They're also assisting people with getting very low cost medications. And they have actually, we done more business than we had budgeted for the year. So we would like to adjust their revenues. They've already exceeded revenues, and at this point during the year, what we had anticipated for the entire year. So we would like to request an additional $155,000 for the 340B pharmacy.
Okay, any questions, comments? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
And a motion and a second. Any other questions? Okay. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jones, Chairman Bucher.
Yes. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Item A, item number B. Item B.
The next up is additional funding request for our hospice program. We ran into a bit of an unusual situation with pain medication pumps for some of our patients in hospice. Hospice, as you probably already know, is a capitated rate, so we get so much per day. We do not get to bill in addition to that. That's it. That's what you get. It's about $218 a day for the first 60 days, and I believe it drops to around $185. Average length of stay is probably somewhere around 60 days for our patients. Some go longer, but the pain pumps, it's whatever the patient needs, whatever's best for the patients. We could go a year without doing a pain pump. It's not a normal occurrence, but sometimes they're needed. And we actually had 4 patients that needed them at one time, and they are averaging about $5,000 a month. So we had, yes, ma'am.
I take this is a narcotic pain pump.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, exactly. And so you're looking at $20,000 a month for just those 4 patients. And now our census is over 30. I think we're a little over 32, so it's starting to climb. So that is put us in a position where we need to come back and request an additional $84,000 for prescription drugs for the remainder of the year.
Any questions for Mr. Harrelson?
No, I move to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jones, Chairman Bucher.
Yes. Okay,
Thank you.
item number 2. No. Item C.
All right, an updated fee request. In years past, before Medicaid reform, usually Medicaid would adjust their fees maybe one time a year. Now it may happen 3 or 4 times a year. So when the state notifies us of fee changes, then we, our in-house fee committee will work up, usually round up to the next dollar above Medicaid, Medicare rate. And we had a litany of changes here, most of them vaccines or methods for our Title X family planning program. Some of them are quite large. I mean, I'm looking close to $1,300 on one method here for a new proposed rate. Some range down to only, $28. But all of these are the allowed Medicaid reimbursement rate up to the next dollar so that we can maximize our earning potential for these programs.
I would just comment that there are 30 different items on this list that we have to modify. Any questions for Mr. Harrelson on this one? No questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes. Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jones,
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes.
Sorry. Spending this much money hurts my voice, I think.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
support. Much appreciated.
Glad you're up and about. Okay, item number 7. Boarding prisoners account line in the budget amendment, Mr. Chad Smith. Ed, good morning.
Morning. How's everybody? Well, I'm here for a budget amendment this morning, asking for additional monies to help us with the boarding of inmates out of county. As you all know, we've been fighting a battle with overcrowding for a little over a year now. So I'm having to send inmates out to other counties, and that comes with a cost. So we're asking for $400,000 to cover so the rest of, to finish out this year with that housing. And we're having to send them out because of the jail inspector, for one, because we're over our design capacity, and the safety and security of the staff and the inmates as well.
Questions? Comments? I guess the good news is we're arresting a lot of bad people
We are.
and getting them off the street. So that's the positive side of this. The negative side is we don't have space to put them all. So
What's the current number of folks in other counties
We
being
got 48 stored out right now.
48? Wow.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, and Captain, I thought, or I think I remembered that at some point we thought there was excess capacity and that could be rented out to the state and the federal prisoners to offset some of the costs of the facilities. Did that not work out? Okay.
well, we did, I think, 6-7 years ago, we did have some space and we did take people from other places, but we've now filled it. with
But we
our-
don't now.
No, not current,
Okay.
but it has happened in the past.
We would love to rent space out. I know Captain Smith and Chief Cummins would. It's a real revenue source. Our problem is we're going the other way. What Captain Smith hasn't told you is this doesn't include the 48, doesn't include the people who are in sober living facilities,
Yes.
doesn't include the people that are on the ankle monitor. I mean, so if we add those folks in, he's probably over 100
A little over 400 if we add everybody in. But
Wow.
we're paying the store the 48 out.
Right.
For the 48, just a technical question, what's the per rate? What are we paying per day on average?
Just between 50 and 75 a day.
50 and 75 a day? Thank you.
And I think it should be mentioned that as much as we don't necessarily want to do it, we're going to have to look at an expansion of that jail at some point, not too far down the road. So are there any other questions or comments for Deputy Chad? If not, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Move to approve.
I think you need a motion.
Move to
Commissioner
approve.
Howard?
Move to approve budget amendment.
I'll second it.
I'm sorry, I thought we had a roll. So we have a motion and a second. Now you can call the roll.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jones,
Yes.
Chairman Booker.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate what you do, as always.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, we pulled item number 8, so the next item on the agenda would be the county attorney's report. Brady.
Mr. Chairman, you do have appointments. I'm glad to go ahead and go.
I'm sorry?
You've got an appointments agenda item.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. We do have appointments first. I got my sheets out of order here. Sorry about that. Under appointments, you'll notice, board, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are pending. We have a whole bunch we need to act on today. The first one is our new senator, Mr. Bob Brinson, has resigned from the airport board, and that was a requirement that he had to do to serve as a senator. So we have a application to fill that spot, Miss Melissa Riggle. Do I,
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Ms. Riggle.
I'd make a second.
okay, we have a nomination of Miss Riggle. Are there any other nominations for the airport board? Okay, that will be approved by acclamation. Next one, Craven County Board of Adjustment, Mark Gatlin and Lee Allen. I will nominate Mr. Gatlin. It's in my district. Mr. Allen, someone nominate him?
He's, Lee K is.
Yes.
Third.
This would be in Commissioner Hunt and Commissioner Howard's district.
I would make the nomination that he be reappointed.
Okay. Be approved by acclamation. The next one is Emergency Medical Services Advisory Council. Mr. Strickland, Chuck Strickland seeks reappointment.
I'll nominate him.
Okay, he's been nominated. Are there any other nominations for that spot? It will be approved by acclamation. The next one is Farmers Market Board. Pam Hawkins seeks reappointment.
I recommend her.
Okay, we have a nomination. Do we have any others? Okay, now we have the Fireman's Relief Board, and we have the first one is Adam Fulcher seeks reappointment, Little Swift Creek.
Did he say he was going to come?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll appoint that.
Okay, he's been nominated. Are there any others for that spot? Okay, by acclamation, he'll be appointed. Matthew Spurko, Township 2 Tri-Community.
I recommend Spurko.
Okay, he's been nominated. Any others for that spot? By acclamation, he'll be appointed. Keith Morris and Marlo Jones,
I recommend both of them.
okay, from Vanceboro. Any others for that spot, for those spots? Okay, they'll be appointed by acclamation. Milton Everett,
I would recommend reappointment, please.
okay? Any others for that spot? Okay, he'll be reappointed. The next one is Oswald Chance and Robert Baylock in Township 7. That's my district. I will nominate them. Any others? They will be approved by acclamation. And Donald Heath in Fort Barnwell.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate him.
Okay, he's been nominated. Any others for that spot? He'll be approved by acclamation. Okay, now we move to the Fireman Commissioners Board, Fire Tax Commissioners Board. First one is Sammy Lilly, seeks reappointment.
I recommend him.
Okay? By acclamation, are there any others? By acclamation, he'll be approved. Jackie McKinney in Township 7. I will nominate him. And any others? Be approved. Thomas Gaskins, Township 2 Tri-Community.
I recommend Gaskin.
Okay, he's been nominated. Anybody else for that spot? He'll be approved by acclamation. Terry Gaskins seeks to vacate her seat in Township 2. Timmy Casey wants to fill that spot.
I recommend Timmy.
Okay, we have a nomination, and we will approve him by acclamation. Tommy Cowan seeks reappointment for Little Swift Creek.
Recommend that.
Okay, he's been nominated. Anybody else for that spot? Okay, by acclamation, be approved. Angela Montemerlo seeks to vacate her seat in Township 6. Sue Arthur seeks to fill the vacancy.
I'll just like to follow up with that. Can we postpone it?
Okay, are there any others? By acclamation, she will be approved.
He wanted to defer that.
Oh, you want to defer it? I'm sorry. We will defer that one. I didn't hear you. Your voice is,
Still cracking, sorry.
your voice and my ears don't make a good combination. Okay, that completes the appointments. Upcoming, take note, we have Craven County Clean Sweep Committee, the Community Child Protection Team, and the New Bern Craven County Library Board. Those are going to be coming up soon. And now, Mr. County Attorney, it's your turn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Good morning.
Good morning.
I have 3 surplus properties for your consideration. The first one is an initial offer to purchase. It's at 206 Hollywood Boulevard. It is actually located in the city of Havelock. The initial offer amount is $28,000. The past due taxes and the cost of the original foreclosure together were $21,968.98. And the tax value on the property is $35,000. The city of Havelock has already taken action to give initial approval, and I would ask this board to do likewise.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution to accept transaction and advertise for upset bids. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jones,
Yes.
Chairman Bucher.
Yes. Item B.
The second item is a final approval for 1009 Main Street. It is located in the city of New Bern with a parcel ID number of 8007121. The initial bid amount approved by this board was $2,400. That remains the highest bid after the upset bid process. The original past due taxes and cost of foreclosure totaled $1,920.14. The tax value on the property is $4,800. The city of New Bern has already given its final approval, and I would ask this board to consider doing the same.
Okay, board, we're asked to adopt a resolution approving the conveyance
Mayor,
after expiration of upset bid parcel number 8007121.
make a motion.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item C.
The last item is another final approval for property located at 1013 Main Street in the city of New Bern with a parcel ID number of 8007119. We had an initial approval of $2,400. After the upset bid process, that remains the high bid. The original cost of foreclosure and the past due taxes were $5,558.72. The tax value on this property is $4,800. The city of New Bern has already given its final approval, and I would ask that the board consider doing likewise.
Okay. We're asked to adopt a resolution approving conveyance after expiration of upset bid for parcel 8007119. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That concludes my report.
Passes. Thank you, sir. Petition of citizens on general topics. Do we have anybody today, Mr. Vice Chairman?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the county manager's report. Jack White.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to be very brief today because we have a lot to talk about later. Budget season, and we're gearing up. So going to be a sprint for the next couple months to get there, but we're excited about the opportunity to work on this year's budget. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next is the commissioner's report. Who would like to start this morning?
I have no report.
Okay. Ms. Smith?
Oh, I do have one thing I'm excited about. We just finished, when I say we, not me, but in my district, we completed a home from beginning to end. And that was a dire need for that citizen. So I'm happy to say that Baptist on Mission took charge of that, and Chad Strong leading on our end. And they have a beautiful home for this person who was having a house was falling apart and it was raining in it. And it's not only in my district, but in my neighborhood. So I'm very excited and thankful. And I want to thank the commissioners and all concerned for moving forward on that particular property. And we have other properties that need improvement as well. So we're looking forward to continue to work toward that end.
That's great news. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith, you mentioned to me on Friday the potential of a resolution of support for Baptist on the Mission for April. Is that something you would like for us to look into? Or
Yes.
maybe have them come to, I don't know if they've ever came to a commissioner meeting or not, but have them come and be present here.
Okay, great. Yeah, but they continue to do great work in
Yes.
our county.
It is my desire to have them to come, to give them a certificate of appreciation, to let them know how much it means to us that they have done so much in our community.
Absolutely.
So we look forward to having them come in so that we can recognize the good work they've done for us.
Very good. Thank you. Commissioner Hunt.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I really enjoyed my time in Washington, D.C. with the National Association of County Commissioners. I enjoyed having a sit down with Congressman Murphy and discussing the needs of Craven County and the desires of Craven County. That was a good discussion to be had, and thoroughly enjoyed hearing Secretary Doug Collins speak on the Veterans Affairs and some of the changes that are coming down the line as far as that goes. And then I would like to mention that on March 29th, I'm hosting a town hall at the Harlow Community Center from 10 to 11:30 a.m.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Howard.
I'll just mention that I'll echo some of Commissioner Hunt's sentiments there about DC. I think we were very productive, particularly with Commissioner Mitchell leading our charge when we went to talk to Congressman Murphy. She did a great job. Kudos to her. April 10th, we'll be having I'll also be having a town hall, but it'll be at Liberty Church on the opposite side of Havelock from where I usually have my town hall. So kind of trying to spread it out. So I work with some of our local ministers to give DOT updates on the opioid epidemic and what's going on in the county. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you. And I have nothing to add, so we are going to recess to take a 20-minute recess and then reconvene in a work session. Do I have a motion to do that?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We are in recess.